Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Programele noastre oferă multe limbi. Vă puteți uita pe suprememastertv.com/schedule.
The power of adjusting our lives, of adapting them to happiness and attainment, is entirely within ourselves. Please continue watching for more on the Rosicrucian teachings of karma.
Vegan side effect. Your new lighter weight makes you feel like floating. Nice, isn't it? Ciao, coraggiosi e amorevoli spettatori. This means hi, brave and loving viewers in Italian. San Marino's hospitable residents are delighted to have a warm and considerate friend like you join us today. I am Sofia. The gentle people of San Marino feel blessed that through understanding of spiritual teachings, we can all benefit by walking the path of kindness to a more peaceful and caring world. May the light of the divine shine happiness and joyous fulfillment on you and your family always. Welcome to an analysis of karma from the Sanctuary of Self. Rosicrucian Order Library, Part 2 of 2 on Words of Wisdom. The ancient mystical order Rosicrucis, also known as the Rosicrucian Order, AMORC, is a worldwide cultural, educational, and philosophical organization that is perpetuating the profound and practical teachings of the Rosicrucians. These teachings, as passed down and added to over the centuries from ancient Egypt to Europe and now all over the world, pertain to the mysteries of the universe, nature, and humans themselves. The Rosicrucian Library is a source of spiritual wisdom and insight that includes the important writings by the respected imperators of the order, such as Dr. Harvey Spencer Lewis, Ralph M. Lewis, and Christian Bernard. Let us now continue Chapter 9, entitled Karma in Effect, from Frater Ralph M. Lewis's book, The Sanctuary of Self, with more insight into the cause and effect of karma and ways to lead a more harmonious and righteous life, as well as how the decisions of nations greatly affect the karmic consequences of their people. Chapter 9. Karma in Effect. Major karmic effects exist in the violation of cosmic laws and divine principles. Such a violation would be an intentional injury to others for selfish ends. It is not always necessary that the individual must bang his head, figuratively speaking, against a stone wall in order to learn from such action that it is wrong and painful. We do not always have to experience an effect to know what follows from the cause. We have been given a spiritual barometer, which is the moral sense we possess, or conscience. This barometer informs us whenever our acts or contemplated acts are contrary to cosmic laws and principles. In effect, this may be experienced as a reluctance to continue certain acts or to proceed along the lines of action which we have in mind. If, however, we proceed in opposition to the promptings of this barometer of conscience, we then of course experience the effect, which may be an unpleasant one and a bitter lesson to learn. It is a primary principle of karma that an innocent violation of a cosmic law, for example, does not exempt the violator from the effect which will follow. However, unconscious acts, or acts of which we honestly do not know the effects, mitigate what would ordinarily be the drastic results, yet, to some degree, the effects inexorably follow. All karmic effects are not adverse. Most persons speak of karma only when they speak of effects which are unpleasant. Very seldom do they mention in the light of karma circumstances or conditions which are beneficial. there are deeds which also produce beneficial effects. The so-called good luck, which many persons have and which may seem to be unaccountable, which seems to descend upon people without reason or justification, may be an accumulated beneficial karma, the result of constructive, unselfish, and virtuous acts in a past time of which the recipients may have no knowledge now. We must realize that in the cosmic there is no such thing as time. Eternity may be as a tick of a second. Our acts as causes may have their effects projected into the future. That future may be the next moment as we think of it, or this day, or this year, or the future may be several subsequent lives from now. Today's experiences, today's good fortune, may be rooted far in the past. History is a very excellent example of past karmic causes. Society, civilization, puts into motion certain causes by reason of the things which the people do under the influence of their express wishes, the laws they enact or which they permit their leaders to enact. The effects of such causes may occur several generations later. Most wars, which in their origin seem to perplex the average layman, can be explained by the doctrine of karma. They are a matter of cause and effect. A selfish disregard by a people or a nation of the international situation in general may be one cause. If we let a people of another nation starve merely because within the boundaries which we have inscribed about us, there are many natural resources which make us indifferent, or if we set up enormous tariff walls shutting out a few products which such people need to sell for their sustenance and their comforts, then by that cause we may experience a karmic effect in years to come. If we let other nations attain a balance of power whereby they oppress others and monopolize that which other peoples need, merely because it does not affect us directly, we are also instituting causes which will produce the karmic effects of war. Eventually, there will be conflagration, envy, and hatred. The result of our acts will break forth into flames that will sear us. It is the equivalent of negligently allowing oily rags to collect in a tight closet, which as causes finally produce the effect of spontaneous combustion. Thus, nations composed of individuals create karma for themselves. The innocent peoples in such a nation are enmeshed in the war and the effects which follow. It is to be hoped that the plans now slowly being formulated for a one world will be free from those weaknesses of human nature, envy, power, and selfishness, which otherwise a few years hence might produce the same effects karmically as were experienced in World War II. If the elements of pacts as causes are not intelligent, impersonal, and motivated by humanitarian ideals, they will be the means of precipitating another war, at which time many millions of innocent persons again will and must experience the karmic effects of the society of this generation. When we experience misfortune, when we encounter adversity, we should not be embittered, we should not try to affix the responsibility on others, but inquire into the nature of the conditions, of the causes, which may have brought about the misfortune. Analyze the effects intelligently for the determination of the cause. At least with an open mind, accept the effects as a lesson, as one possibly teaching tolerance or humility. As you learn from adversity and accept the lesson without bitterness, but as a means of preparing yourself for more enlightened living, you are creating a favorable karmic effect, possibly years of happiness, if not in this life, then in another. Therefore, we realize that the power of adjusting our lives, of adapting them to happiness and attainment, is entirely within ourselves. Favorable and unfavorable events principally lie in our own acts as causes, which we alone can institute. Each of our acts is a moving positive cause, and it acts upon the relatively passive and negative factors of our environment, as objects, events, and conditions. In contrast to ourselves, all else is a negative cause, We are the prime mover, the active cause, and the two, ourselves and our environment, produce effects, and the effects partake always of the nature of their causes. If we are conscious of this, we will be cautious in acting upon the things and conditions which surround us. I don't see any difference between being and being. They are all part of the large whole. The Honorable Maneka Gandhi, vegan. Our deepest thanks, intelligent viewers, for your company on Words of Wisdom. May the heavens help us make honorable and upright decisions for the benefit of ourselves and those around us.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/WOW